Hello everyone, welcome to another Darktable Landscapes video. In this one we're going to be looking at this misty morning shot from Lake District here in the UK. The hill in the middle of the Lake District called Loughrigg, photographer's favourite, easy to get to, easy to get on top of, and often some fantastic scenery. I've always been lucky on Loughrigg with mists, inversions and that kind of thing. This morning was no different. As you can see, it's a very misty but quite kind of low contrast shot at the moment. I want to pull out these sun rays coming over the hill, add some colour, add some glow, and generally make it a much more magical shot. So let's get going. So first things first, some basic adjustments, lens correction. Let's turn it on, do its thing, and then we will look at sigmoid. So as you can see, the histogram is really kind of squeezed here, very low contrast shot, the mist. And so we're going to crank that right up, stretch that histogram out. You can already see the image is looking much better. Let's skew it a little more over to the middle of the histogram. We're going to give it a full boost actually here. Okay, maybe lift the blacks a little bit, too much. Okay, color calibration, our white balance. That has made it a little bit cool for my liking. It's a little bit blue. I'm just going to drag the chroma slider back. Quite a golden morning, December. Maybe even November, I think. Autumn in full swing. I want to pull out these yellows and the larches here. Lovely tree, always gives good colour in autumn and winter. And let's do a crop, I think. Down to crop. I'm going to leave it for now and see how we do. Always easy to crop up. Now we're going to go for our old friend Colour Balance RGB. We work some contrast, some global vibrance. In fact, use my preset here for perceptual saturation grading, so standard kind of saturation grading here to give us some natural saturation boost, global vibrance, a little touch more. We've got plenty now. It's a nice broad histogram, and it's pretty much boost everything, I think. So we want to pull some detail out of the shadows, but we want to retain contrast. I don't mind this kind of really almost clipping here. I want this to be a nice glow. Pull a little bit more out even. And we can kind of pull that back a little bit, the global brilliance. Okay. Good. A bit more shadows, a little bit more mids. We boost the power in the mids with the 4-ways tab. Little touch, so we're not clipping. It's nice. If there's any clipping, it's probably in this bit of the river here. Not too worried about that. Even possibly clone it out. We'll see how we go. Now I want to add some kind of misty glow to enhance the already existing misty glow in the shot. I'm going to use the low pass filter for that. And I'm going to add a kind of Orton effect. So see, we've already started to kind of blur the image somewhat. A good rule of thumb for the Orton effect with this filter is to use the radius that matches the megapixel value of your camera. This camera is 24 megapixels. I'm going to type in 24. So to type in the value anywhere in Darktable, you right click on the slider, then you can type in a value, hit enter or return, and then you'll have precise value. And then we will up the brightness because we want to add some glow. And you can already see the image looks kind of terrible at the moment, but don't worry about that. We'll fix that in a second. Even more contrast to really kind of pull those shadows out. And I want to apply this effect more or less to kind of this part of the image, this top part where the mist is being lit more by the sun. there's enough glow anyway, so I don't want to overdo it there. So I'll use a graduated filter, a gradient filter here. And we want the arrow pointing that way so the effect fades out towards the top of the image. You can still see the effect is crazy, but we're going to change that with the blend mode. So here is the blend mode of the mask. I am going to use soft light. Okay, and it's still very strong in terms of the effect. So now we can drop the opacity and adjust that to our taste. Our saturation is probably a little high. Those greens are looking a bit livid. That's fine. More brightness. Contrast. Contrast will add some saturation at the same time. So subtle. As we're kind of limiting this with the opacity, we can crank the actual settings quite hard. I'm just going to kind of curve the effect of the filter just to make it a little more natural. So we can see what we're doing. Fade out, maybe down a little bit. No. So we can turn it off and on. You can see how we've kind of enhanced that mistiness. Actually, take saturation off altogether, actually. Glow, I don't want too much saturation. Good. Okay, now we'll add some clarity in our usual way. Contrast equalizer. Spell contrast, it would help. On and make the circle nice and large with the mouse wheel, and then just drag up the whole curve. So I'm just making sure we're not kind of over clarifying things in the background so that they lose that mistiness, but it's pretty good. It's a stronger clarity than I would normally use. I think it works for this image quite well. And then I've duplicated this. I'm going to pop this on and use my texture boost preset. So that's just lifting either end of the graph. See my other videos, you've seen me do it before. And again, just making sure that this isn't over clarifying things in the background. We want a nice gradient of clarity, if you like. Good. Name these while I can. Okay, and now I want to really enhance the yellows in these larch trees and really kind of pick them out from their surrounding woods. So we'll use the color equalizer. It's fairly obvious which color this is going to be, but let's bang on that node. That's pretty good. So we'll first of all bring up the saturation. Always making sure not to overdo it. And maybe pull down the green a little bit so we don't kind of over green things. Okay. And we'll also lighten them up so they kind of stand out all the more. We're kind of making the glow in the background a bit yellow, so I may well use another gradient and just fade that out a little bit. So drawn mask. I hold shift and roll my mouse wheel in to tighten the gradient effect. Just limited it nicely. Now I'll add a vignette. Favorite things to do. Basic vignette setting, so that it's essentially the same as the default Darktable vignette, but not doing anything with the saturation and a slightly more useful shape to begin with. This is our main focus here, kind of the road leading into the image. Rays here. Doesn't always have to be a straight kind of corner darkening. good. And something I've been playing around with lately, and I think it gives much smoother results, is the dithering setting down here, which by default is off. Change that to 16-bit output. It may not be visible on the video, but when you're doing it yourself, you'll see a slightly more better quality kind of fade out of the effect. So I would recommend popping that on as well. It's okay to me. And now we'll do some sharpening. So diffuse and sharpening. Really can't spell today. Click, and let's go for lens deeper medium as usual. Pretty good. Again, I don't want to sharpen things that aren't really benefiting from sharpening. So maybe these trees here, fine, and these ones, but everything kind of above this doesn't really need sharpening. So I can probably use the same shape as before. That was our color equalizer. So there we go, that's the same gradient, that's fine. Maybe we'll drag it up, exclude those trees. And I'll curve it a little bit to exclude them further. It's just given some branchiness to the trees. The frame, usual, entirely optional, but I think it does make it look a little bit more pictorial. There's a 5% frame, so the border size is 5%. Simple white outline. You could do various things like having set borders and an inner border on the image, but I think a simple white border works just fine. I may have a look at our white balance. Again, it's looking at perhaps a tad yellow. So color calibration in a slightly cooler tone. Yeah, that looks a little more natural now, I think. Okay. And finally, local contrast. That's another instance of diffuse and sharpen. We'll right click here to copy. I normally do this last because it's quite processor intensive and it will slow down everything else if you have it on while you're doing other adjustments. So I'll pop on the fast mode. And we always want to drag this above our sigmoid tone mapper. Okay, that's pretty good. I may for the non-fast version for a better quality result. There we go. And one final thing just before I finalize the image, I think the vignette has made this mist a little kind of dull. It's gone slightly grey. So I'm going to use a mask just to correct that. Find my vignette. So yeah, this is kind of making it a bit dull. If I turn it off, you can see we've got some reasonably nice glow there, but then the vignette's making it dull. So let's use a parametric mask. Values are what we want. We want the lighter tones to be excluded. So I'm just going to pull these out. You can see the effect even without the mask. You can see how that's improving quite nicely. Mainly kind of down here I want to darken off to give some depth. Pull that back for a little bit more subtlety. Let's have a look at the mask itself. Perfect. So you can see the mist itself is excluded. And feathering's already up, that's fine. So yeah, that's better. It's a subtle effect, but makes the difference. This is all about the Misty Glow, this image, so we don't want to kill it with the vignette. Let's do our before and after. Snapshot of the final step to say lens correction before we did any exposure adjustments. Shot, let the computer have a think about it. Or very flat, very little contrast. We've added a lot of contrast in, we've enhanced those sun rays through the mist, brought out some colour, brought out the yellow larches. Definitely made for a nicer, more dramatic image. Okay, that's all for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. As ever, like and subscribe if you haven't already. And let me know if there's anything in particular you'd like to see in future videos. And otherwise, I will see you next time.